This type of workforce is something we haven't seen in our history. Millennials and baby boomers, young and old, all sharing the workplace.
And that means companies are having to adjust to fit the styles of these different generations. To find out how they're doing that, I talked with generational expert Meagan Johnson.
Should companies kind of recognize the differences in these generations?
Yes. Yeah. In all seriousness, yes. And it really, each generation comes to the workforce with a different set of expectations. It's not about stereotyping or putting people in boxes. It's just about evaluating experiences people had that shaped their expectations of their employer. So I joke about baby boomers, but baby boomers actually are this phenomenal generation that have this incredible tribal knowledge about their companies, their organizations. And you've got the younger generation coming on board, and really there needs to be a connection between the seasoned generations, and that includes Gen Xers and baby boomers, and the less seasoned generations, millennials and now Gen Z.
So speaking of those connections, millennials, people like me, I mean, we were connected with a phone in our hand starting from, junior high. That's when we first encountered them. Baby boomers, maybe they don't have them yet.
Baby boomers remember when there was a party line in the neighborhood.
Exactly. See, like, I don't even know what that is. So how should workplaces kind of attempt to connect people so we're all educated equally in terms of technology?
Well, so I always tell groups, millennials are coming on board with a desire to mix things up, change the workforce, challenge the status quo. And that's a good thing. But sometimes we have an emotional attachment to the way we've always done it. And I'm just as guilty. And so when someone comes on board and says, hey, let's move it, change it, flip it, turn it, let's make it bigger, let's make it brighter, let's make it faster. Our instinct is to say, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The problem is that when we do that, not only do we disconnect from the millennials, we possibly lose out on some really good ideas. Mm-hmm. And I always advise audiences, I said, when someone comes to you with those ideas, rather than saying no, which I think that's what we're comfortable doing, most of us, no, it won't, we don't have the time, we don't have the money, we don't have the resources, we can't do that right now. Rather than saying no right off the bat, ask yourself, whatever they want to do, whatever they want to challenge, does it negatively impact cost, quality, safety, or service? If the answer is no to all four of those questions, that's your little red flag to say, all right, let's try it.
Totally.
Worst case scenario, no change. Best case scenario, you reinvent the way you're doing business, or you find an easier way to get things done, or you attract a different set of employees.
And technology aside, I do feel like generationally, we like to typecast each other. I know I've got stereotypes built in my head if I'm working with someone who is a baby boomer. So can that hard work, can hard work, can drive, can passion, can the attention to detail, can that be instilled in all age levels?
Yes and no. Part of it is personality. Mm-hmm. You have lazy people in every generation. So there's no generation that is immune to lazy people.
That's my favorite quote. That's so true. Yes.
But a millennial told me recently, she said, just because I have less experience than you do does not mean that I am not as passionate about what we're doing. And so I think it's recognizing that passion and excitement and enthusiasm for the task at hand does not necessarily correlate to years of experience. And so, so people can develop better work habits. They become better at their job as they age. But if someone's lazy from the get-go, they're going to be lazy forever.
Good to know. I wish I would have known that about a few ex-boyfriends of mine. That's good.
It's true. It's true. That's sage wisdom. That is sage wisdom. If someone is lazy, they've been lazy. They're going to stay lazy.
Yes, that's not an age range on that.
But I do think the key from that conversation about working, with all these generations in one workforce is you got to communicate. And I think the easiest way is face-to-face. Because, think of the Slacks, the tweets, the DMs that we are also used to doing.
And most people that are watching don't even know what you just said.
Exactly.
That's the point.
And for some people, they have no idea what I just said.
Yeah.
So I think, to establish just that basic rapport that you need to get along with your colleagues, go introduce yourself, find something in common with them, get to know them.
And I feel like working in news, not here because Newsy's a fairly young crowd, but I feel like working in news, we have that odd thing where we do work with older generations a lot, because in communities, you know, you have that one news anchor, or that one reporter that has
Yes.
been there forever. And so I feel like you kind of learn how to work with people differently. And so we can, like, we're sitting here like, oh yeah,
And
she's
it's-
telling the truth, because we experienced what she's talking about.
It's fun. It is
It is
fun
fun.
to work with people who have been there and
Yeah.
that they know exactly where you're at in your career and they know the feelings you have. They just had those feelings with less technology. So
Absolutely. It had to figure it out with no
exactly.
Google. And
They're
I'm like,
allowed to roll their eyes at us. That's
of
fine.
course,
That's
please. We're
fine.
used to it.
Yes. Well, we will continue the eye rolling in the break. We'll be right back.